What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Um, I'm making it today because tomorrow the markets are closed, and also it's my birthday on Sunday, so I'm going out of town tomorrow, so I just won't have time, and I just want to make sure I get a video out and stay consistent with the one video a week. Um, this week was pretty good. I will say. Um, so I'll go over every day this week and my trades and my thoughts and the usual. Yeah, like if I don't, but like I was saying, if I don't do this video right now, I probably wasn't gonna do it. Um, so anyway, yeah, let's get on the charts. Let's go see what the week was looking like. We are trading at all-time highs right now, so it is like a little, got to be a little wary, especially if you've never traded all-time highs. But I'm just sticking to my rules and sticking to my process and letting it play out. So just like every video, I'm gonna go real brief introduction to what I do. So if you're new, at least you can see what I'm doing. I'm probably gonna make another video with just my strategy and like more broken down, plus go over all the indicators, and I do have them right here so you can see. But I'm gonna go over it just a little more in depth, and it'll be its own separate video. I'll probably have it pinned to like my channel somehow, so at least if you ever want to just go over the strategy or come back and look at certain things, we have that. So anyway, let's go to Monday. Monday, I think there was news at 11, which is this candle right here. Um, yeah, but looking at it, so real quick, like I always trade the opening range break, the 15 minutes. So I'm looking for a break of the low or the high on the 5-minute chart. Like I said, I use the EMAs, so my white line's the 9, my blue line's the 21, and I use VWAP. So in order for me to take a trade, the 9 has to be crossed over the 21, like so, and we have to be the range has to break in that direction of depending on where VWAP is. So for example, and what I mean by that is VWAP's up here. It's my yellow line. We broke the low, right, of VWAP, which means we would originally be looking for a short, but we didn't take a short for this because our EMAs, which are our white and blue line, are still traveling. If you could see where my cursor is in the line, that if you follow it up, at that time the EMA, at least the 21, was still above our VWAP. When that happens, I've noticed that it, not always obviously, but more times than not, it like takes away a little bit of your edge. And this is a perfect example. Like the 9 was crossed over the 21, right? We are below VWAP, and it broke the 15-minute range low. So that's all indicators for me to take a short. But like I said, because the EMAs aren't below, look exactly what happened, right? You would have entered right there, and price would have just reversed on you, and you would have been stopped out. Um, so that's one of the rules of this strategy is they have to be clearly underneath or above if you were taking a long. Um, the EMAs need to be before you could take any trade. So there's another example this week that I'll show you that kind of, I don't want to say contradicts, but it would have worked out. But like I said, as long as you stick to your edge, stick to your trading rules, and stick to the strategy, over time you'll see why that's more profitable. So either way, like I said, this wasn't a trade for me today. I didn't take it. Then we got super choppy. Even this super chop, we never even touched the other side of the range yet. It's just all chop. The news happened. We get a super, big wick on both sides. And then we do eventually get a break right here, right? Which here, we do get what I just talked about. We have our 9, which is our white line. We have it below our blue line, and it's now they're both trending underneath our VWAP, right? This could have been a trade, right? According to the rules. right? You would have been in drawdown a little bit. You wouldn't have got to our partial TP. You would have been up like 20 something points, right? My first TP, for those who don't know, if it's your first time, I take partials at 25. I close half my position, 25 points. Half the position gets closed. I move my stop to break even, and then those that are left open go to 50 points. My stop is always 25 points. Very mechanical. Mechanical. Um, the reason why I didn't take this trade this day, one, it was already a little bit later in the day. It was still within my trading time. Like, I will trade anything before 12, like around here, 11:50, 11:55. I will take a trade before 12. That's just part of my strategy. Anything after 12, I don't take. Um, but this is where just knowledge and intuition and time on the charts and just you know, trusting yourself comes into play. We everything did line up for a short, right? The 9 was trending already below since like way up here or right here. Trending below. We're below VWAP. We broke the opening range low again after breaking it, we broke it twice now. Um but just with intuition and just my time on the charts, I already knew not to not to even entertain today after seeing how the day is. All this chop, all this like consolidation, like nothing's happening here. This entire like the entire day. So why would this little move happen at the? I'm not saying it can't, but it just why would I even entertain this now? Like unless I was fiending for a trade. After I saw this, I was just like, man, I'm just gonna close my chart. I'm not even gonna look at it. Um, news was happening later. I don't remember if this was Powell speaking or something like that, but when you have later in the day news and you see the market not reacting, it's either going to be volatile, like crazy moves, or it's just not going to be in your favor most of the time. So I wasn't even looking at the charts, but this could have been a trade if you were just following your rules. But like I said, just where experience comes in, no trade. Didn't take a single trade. As you can see, we also got a break on this side. Here not quite above. Here we come back into range, and then we get the break here. Both EMAs above. We're above VWAP. This could have been a valid long, but I don't take trades after 12. This was at 12:40. Um, so it is what it is. All these rules I have for a reason because in the long run, it saves me more than I can profit off of it. So over time, my edge works out a little bit more. So there was a lot of little lessons in this day alone. So let's move on to the next day, which was Tuesday. So here we go. We got our range. This is our high. This was our low. The first 15 minutes of the day. We do get a break to the upside, but we are trending below VWAP. So I'm not looking for any longs, right? I'm looking for shorts because that's what would make sense since we're underneath VWAP, like where VWAP is, right? Like if VWAP was down here, then I'd be looking for longs, or here and we broke out on this side, I would be looking for longs, right? But our VWAP's way up here. I'm not looking for longs. I'm not looking for a long breakout. And as you see, yeah, it was kind of crossed. We got the break, but that is not a trade. As you can see, we got a VWAP rejection. We got a VWAP rejection. Here we closed above. We started to move higher, but then we moved back down aggressively. And this is where we found our trade for the day. So as you can see, our 9 cross, our 21 EMA, the white line's below the blue line, right here. We broke our opening range low, which is the red line, obviously, that's our low. We broke through, we're traveling underneath VWAP, and we closed right here. We went down further, but we closed here. So for me, this is a super valid trade. Right? So we would have entered right there. We would have had some drawdown, about 16 and a half points. But as you can see, in one 5-minute candle, we got our 25 points. Stop would have went to break even. You know, this next candle moved back up, but it doesn't move back up to where we entered, right? So we still would have been in. We are still up by like 11 and a half points. And then you see it takes us all the way down to our full TP. We get our full TP down here, 50 points. So in about 10 minutes, 10 minutes or less, we hit our full TP. So this was a full TP day. No other trades presents itself. We never came back into range. Nothing like that. Clean day. Ooh, what happened? What did I do? Here we go. Okay. Clean day. Damn, what happened? Why is it like this? Here we go. I don't know why it started tripping like that. That was weird. But as you can see, I hope that made sense though on why that trade worked. So this was Tuesday. So let's go on to the next day. We got Wednesday. Now this was a little bit more of a tricky day, but following the rules, I'm not mad at it at all. And what I mean is we kind of got a situation like Monday, right? Where a little different, but the EMAs, so we got our high, we got our low, we got our break right here of the high, right? We are above VWAP, yes, right? We're above VWAP. We broke on the high. I would be looking for longs, but look how low our EMAs are, right? Like they are crossed, but they're so below our VWAP. Um, I did actually ask ChatGPT what the like significance of this is, and I'll read that to you guys after. Um, but anyway, so yeah, I didn't take this long right here. Even though it did kind of go up, we came back down. We probably would have never got stopped out if we took this trade, right? Like I said, it's always 25 points, right? So our stop would have been somewhere down here. We never got even close to it, right? That's okay because, like I said, a lot of the times this could have easily just reversed on us, um, because our EMAs are not where they need to be to take this trade. And, obviously it's one of those trades that would have worked out. You would have got your full TP. Would have been a full TP day, 50 points, like right here. And that's okay, right? I didn't take this trade. I did watch it come up, and I got, like, kind of FOMO. Like, I wanted to enter, but, that was the old me. Now I'm trying to be very, very disciplined, and I didn't even entertain the thought. There was no trade. Could you have traded this? Yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? But like I said, trading like this in the long run with not everything being set up or the perfect following your rules for the strategy in the long run, I think that'll come back to bite you. Because like that's what I'm saying. I would have taken this trade then if that was the case on Monday, right? I would have taken this trade, but the MAs aren't they're crossed, but they're not below our VWAP. Everything else we're below VWAP. We broke the low. They're trending below. I would have taken this, but as you can see, I would have lost. You know what I mean? Even here, and well, no, that's a different thing. But yeah, same scenario as this day. As what is this Wednesday? Same scenario. We broke the high. We're above VWAP, but our things are trending below our EMAs. So like I said, we would have won this day, but there's plenty of other days where if we would have done that same thing, we would have lost. And just from what I remember back testing and seeing, there was a lot more days where there was losses than I could have won. So where it just didn't even make sense to even entertain that particular type of trade where the EMAs are below, if we're looking for the long or if they're above when we're looking for the shorts. Just don't even entertain it. Because usually what I see too is like maybe it obviously didn't happen this day. Maybe it does take off a little bit, but then it comes back down into range, and then we move back up, and we make an even higher high. But when we get that second move, everything lines up, meaning the VWAP might have still been lower, or showing that we're still could break up for the high, but our EMAs will be still above. Like crossed, I mean, and the 9 will still be above the 21, but exactly now, both will be above VWAP, so that it'll provide a trade. I noticed that happens sometimes as well. So I hope that made sense a little bit. I know I kind of jumped a little bit all over the place, but point of the story was stick to your rules, and sometimes it might work out, and the trade could have worked out and whatever, but just stick to your rules is all I'm saying. So I didn't take any trade this day, which I got rewarded with today, right? Today was a perfect day, to be honest. I didn't lose any money the other day. I didn't lose money on Monday because I didn't trade, and I got rewarded today. Right? We got our range. 9 clearly trending above our 21 for a while, since like overnight somewhere or early in the morning. Right? We're way above our VWAP, our yellow line. We got a break. Easy trade. Easy trade. We were draw down 5 points. We got our partial in the next like 10 minutes or so, or less. But in that 10 minutes, right? Within that 10 minutes, we got our partial, stopped to break even, and just continued on up. Full TP within 15 minutes or less. You know what I mean? Easy trade. That full move goes over 110 points or something like that. But whatever. We're focusing on how I trade. So easy day. We would have caught 50 points, which I did, and that was it. The markets closed tomorrow, and that was my week. Super easy day. I hope some of the thing, or yeah, super easy day today. It was a super good week. I only took 2 trades this week, and well, actually, I took a trade on Sunday. Um, I'm kind of mad at myself for taking it. The only reason I did take it, it was a long somewhere in here. The only reason I took it though, I'm in a Discord group with a guy. Um, I don't pay. I'm not part of it. I don't have the VIP or nothing. But he did a free trade. I was like, you know what? Let me see if he's actually something. If I hit, I hit. If not, I learned my lesson. So, point is, I ended up taking a long somewhere in here. It did end up winning, but yeah. So I had a little bit better of a week than I should have. But either way, it was still a really solid week with 2 full TP days. There's only 4 days this week. I didn't trade on Monday. I didn't trade on Wednesday, but I caught a banger on Tuesday and I caught a banger today. So let me bring up the stats real quick. So this is what the account's sitting at now. It's sitting at about 2450, give or take. I have a 71.4% win rate. I know win rate's not the biggest thing in the world. I know people with negative win rates, or not negative, but lower win rates like 30, 40, 50, or under 50%. But the trades that they do win are crazy 4 Rs, 5 Rs. You know what I mean? So when they do win, they're making back 4 days of losses, if they even lost. You know what I mean? Profit factor 2.34. This was today. I told you my daily win. I just one trade, easy win. Um, so yeah, this is my week, right? Like I said, I took that trade on Sunday. That counted for Monday, and also Monday I didn't get a trade with my strategy. So yeah, this was a trade I took with the guy. Not gonna do it again, but I just wanted to see. I was just curious, and it ended up being profitable. That's okay. Um, but yeah, this week was almost 2,000. But minus that, you can see that this week was pretty much $1,500 with just those 2 trades of the week. It says 2 trades on Top Step X, but it's because I took the partials, moved to break even, and then took the full TP. It counts as 2 trades, even though it was the same trade. But yeah, so I had that was a $1,500 week. I went over these days. I went over this day. Obviously, I didn't wake up for most of these days. I didn't even wake up. But last week was a really good week. It would have been like I probably would have passed the account last week. But it is what it is. So that's pretty much it for the day, or for the week, I should say. There's nothing tomorrow. We are trading at all-time highs, so I hope you guys are being careful. Um, and that's really about it. Like I said, I'm gonna drop another video soon with my strategy a little bit more. I mean, I explain it. I've explained it a bunch of times, but just a separate video that's just the strategy, so you don't have to go watch one of my weekly videos or hear me rant. You could just go there straight for the sauce. I'm gonna actually bring up all the indicators, how I set them up, the different or like the exact indicators by the people that make them, and whatever stuff like that. So look out for that. I'll probably pin it. And that's it. I hope you guys have a good trading week next week. I hope this week was good to you. I know a lot of people are getting wrecked, but it was a good week for me. I don't know. Yeah, and like I said, it's my birthday this Sunday, so leave a comment or give me a like or something. That'd be very nice. I think that's it. That's all for the day, and I'll see you guys next week.